You feel it, don't you? That weight in your chest, that burning in your gut, the doubt they planted in you. They whisper behind your back. They smirk when you dream too big. They roll their eyes when you speak of things beyond their understanding. You're too ambitious, too unrealistic, too full of yourself. But tell me this. When has a single great thing in history been built by someone who played it safe? When has a king ever been crowned by waiting for permission? They want you small, quiet, obedient. They want you to doubt yourself, because the moment you start believing, the moment you realize your own power, their control over you shatters, and that scares them. Because the truth is, they never wanted you to succeed. They just wanted you to stay at their level, drowning in the same mediocrity that suffocates them. But here's the part they never considered. Doubt is a slow poison for the weak, but for the strong, it's fuel. A seed planted in darkness doesn't die, it grows. So let them talk. Let them doubt you. Let them mock you. Because they have no idea what they've just set in motion. They don't doubt you because you're weak. They doubt you because your strength exposes their own weakness. Look at the world around you. Society doesn't like change. It doesn't reward ambition until it's fully realized. They love success stories, but they hate the process, because the process is ugly. It's raw. It's uncomfortable. And the ones who doubt you, they don't have the stomach for discomfort. Your growth is a threat to their comfort. Your hunger reminds them of their own starvation. Your rise forces them to confront the fact that they've been standing still. So they call you delusional. They tell you to be realistic. But let's break that down. What does realistic even mean? To them, it means staying where they are, settling for what's normal, avoiding the risk of failure at all costs. But to you, realistic means breaking limits. It means proving that the impossible is just a word, not a fact. It's like a caged bird, laughing at the one trying to fly, as if staying trapped is something to be proud of. They don't hate you because of your ambition. They hate you because deep down, they wish they had the courage to chase their own. They see in you what they refused to see in themselves. And instead of rising with you, they'd rather pull you down. So let them doubt you. Because every great legend was once a fool in the eyes of the small-minded. Doubt can do two things. It can break you, or it can build you. Most people, it breaks them. They hear the voices, you're not good enough, you'll never make it, and they believe them. They let the doubt wrap around their throats like a noose, squeezing the life out of every dream they once had. And then, they become one of them, the doubters, the critics, the ones who laugh at others because it's easier than facing their own failures. But you have another option. You take that doubt and you turn it into fire. You let it burn away every hesitation, every excuse, every weakness that tries to keep you in chains. Think of every legend, every name written in history. Do you think they were welcomed with open arms? No. They were ridiculed, mocked, laughed at, doubted. Michael Jordan was told he wasn't good enough for his high school basketball team. Elon Musk was called insane for thinking he could send rockets to space. Steve Jobs was fired from the very company he built. But what did they do? They turned the fire of doubt into an unstoppable force. Because that's the secret. The ones who succeed aren't the ones without doubt. They're the ones who refuse to let it define them. So ask yourself, will you let the fire consume you? Or will you use it to burn a path through everything that stands in your way? Do you know? Success is the loudest silence. You don't have to argue. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. You just have to win. Because the moment you do, the laughter stops. The whispers die. The doubters disappear. And the very people who mocked you, they switch sides. First, they call you crazy. Then, they ask how you did it. Then, they act like they believed in you the whole time. It's a pattern as old as time. At first, they laugh at your dreams, then they watch in disbelief, and finally, they wish they had followed you. That's how you make them regret it. Not by arguing, not by explaining yourself, by building yourself into something they can't ignore, by becoming undeniable, by walking into every room like you belong there, because you do. But here's the thing, by the time they realize they were wrong about you, it won't matter anymore, because you'll be too far ahead for their opinion to mean a damn thing. And when they finally see what you've built, when they finally understand what you were capable of all along, they won't just regret doubting you, they'll regret ever thinking they were on your level to begin with. Because while they wasted time talking, you spent time transforming. While they threw stones, you built an empire. While they looked for shortcuts, you walked through fire and came out sharper. And now, they want a seat at the table you built from scratch. But here's the brutal truth. Some people don't get a second chance to stand beside you. Some bridges once burned don't get rebuilt. So let them regret it. Let them wish they had seen your worth when it mattered. Because the moment they doubted you, they lost the privilege of being part of your success. You don't get to the top without scars. They don't tell you this part, the part where you wake up every morning fighting the weight of doubt. The part where every step forward feels like dragging chains behind you. They don't talk about the nights you lay awake, replaying their words over and over in your head. You're not good enough. You'll never make it. Who do you think you are? Doubt is not just an obstacle, it's a war. And most people, they lose. Not because they aren't capable, but because they let the pain break them instead of build them. But you have a choice. You can let the pain drown you, or you can let it ignite you. Look at history. Every legend, every titan, every unstoppable force was once a nobody burdened with doubt. Muhammad Ali was told he would never be a champion. Oprah was fired from her first job because she was not fit for television. The Wright brothers were laughed at for thinking they could make a machine fly. And yet, they didn't let the world define them. They let the pain sharpen them. Because pain is power. Doubt is a hammer. You can let it smash you into pieces, or you can forge yourself into steel. And here's the real secret. The ones who doubted you, the ones who laughed, the ones who told you to be realistic, they were never really talking about you. They were talking about themselves, their own limits, their own failures, their own fears. Because if you rise, if you break free, it forces them to face the truth. They could have done it too, but they didn't. And that's why they try to keep you small. So what's it going to be? Let their words become your chains or your fuel. Because doubt will either destroy you or make you unstoppable. The choice is yours. It happened suddenly. One day, they're still laughing, still whispering, still watching from a distance, waiting for you to fail. And then, silence. Because they see it. The shift, the transformation, the undeniable reality that you're not the same person they doubted. You're stronger, smarter, unstoppable. They see you winning, and they start questioning everything. What if they were wrong? What if you were always capable? What if they missed their own chance because they were too busy doubting yours? Regret creeps in. The same people who said you couldn't do it, now they're asking how you did. The same one who dismissed you, now they're trying to get close. First, they act like they never doubted you, then they act like they supported you all along. But by the time they realize what you've become, it's too late. Because you don't need their validation anymore. And that's the real revenge. Not proving them wrong, not rubbing your success in their faces, just moving forward without them. Because they had their chance to believe in you, to support you, to stand beside you when you were still climbing, but they didn't. And now they don't get a seat at the table. They don't get access. They don't get a second chance. Not because you're cruel, not because you're bitter, but because the version of you that needed them no longer exists. You've outgrown their doubts. You've outgrown their small minds. You've outgrown the world they tried to trap you in. And that's something they'll have to live with. Because while they stay stuck in the past, you're already too far ahead. You don't need to defend yourself. You don't need to explain. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You just need to win. Because silence if lethal. While they talk, you work. While they laugh, you build. While they doubt, you prepare. And when the moment comes, when you finally step into the light, undeniable and unstoppable, they won't know what to say. Because nothing destroys doubt like results. Words are cheap. Arguments are pointless. But success shuts every mouth. So let them talk now. Let them doubt now. Let them fill the air with empty words. Because when you finally arrive, they won't just be silent. They'll be watching. Watching the empire you built from the ground up. Watching the version of you they swore would never make it. Watching in disbelief as you become everything they feared you could be. And here's the cruel truth. Their words were never about you. They were about them. Their own fears, their own insecurities, their own failure to chase something bigger. Doubt wasn't their weapon. It was their reflection. Because when you win, when you prove them wrong without saying a word, it forces them to face their own excuses. And that is something they will never forgive you for. So let them whisper, let them sneer, let them convince themselves that you got lucky. Because deep down, they know the truth. You earned this. Every step, every sacrifice, every moment of discipline when no one was watching. And now, they are. But it's too late. The time for doubt has passed. The time for silence is over. Now it's time for results to speak. Look at you now, not the version of you they doubted. Not the one who second-guessed every step, who let their words sink in, who almost gave up. That version of you is gone, dead. You buried it under every late night, every sacrifice, every moment of discipline when no one was watching. You became something else, something they don't recognize anymore, and that terrifies them. Because the moment they doubted you, They sealed their own fate. They had their chance to believe in you. They had their chance to stand beside you. Now, they get to watch from behind while you move forward. And the best part, by the time they realize who you've become, you won't even care anymore. You've outgrown their opinions, their validation, their approval. They wanted you small, predictable, just another face in the crowd. But you chose something else. You chose to rise when they expected you to fall. You chose discipline when they chose comfort. You chose silence when they wasted breath on doubt. And now they scramble for a way back in, a way to rewrite history. But you know the truth. They never believed in you. Not when it mattered. Not when you were in the trenches bleeding for this. So let them watch. Let them wonder. Let them regret every word they ever spoke against you. Because you don't need revenge. Success already handled that for you. Let them doubt you. Let them smirk when you speak your dreams aloud. Let them exchange glances, whisper behind your back. Let them act like they've already written your ending. Because doubt is a cheap thrill. It costs them nothing. But it fuels everything in you. They think they're planting seeds of failure. But all they're doing is handing you the fuel for your fire. They don't see it now, but they will. Because one day, when the dust settles, when the smoke clears, when the battle is finally over, they won't be the ones standing. You will. And when that moment comes, when they see your name in places they swore you'd never reach, when they hear your voice echo louder than their doubts ever could, when they realize you did it without them, the regret will sink in. They'll remember the words they threw at you, the laughter, the doubt, and they'll wish they had been on your side. But by then, it'll be too late. Because the thing about doubting someone like you is that it's a gamble with only one outcome. They lose. They lose the chance to say they always believed in you. They lose you. And that will haunt them forever. Because every time they see your success, it will remind them of their own failure. Not your failure, theirs. The failure to see what you were becoming. The failure to believe before it was obvious. The failure to understand that you were never meant to be stopped. So let them doubt. Let them watch. Let them sink in their own regret. And you just keep going. Because the best revenge is never looking back.